All right, welcome to In the Loop Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Sam Jeffcoat, and it is officially Masters Week. It is Masters Monday. We are so excited.
Best week of the year.
It is the best week of the year, and it's really the kickoff to golf. Everything's turning green. We're turning green. We got some rain. Greens are green here, so it is exciting. Masters Week is upon us. What do you think about that, Sam? What does the Masters mean to Sam Jeffcoat?
The Masters means, like you just said, everything's starting to turn green. It's the start of golf, and obviously in my opinion, it's the best, golf tournament to watch.
Oh, 100%. And, the first time I ever went to the Masters was in 2007. And the first time I went there, I decided that it's the greatest sporting event in the world. If you have to mortgage your house to get there, do it. It's worth it. When you walk in, and I was there pre-driving range and post-driving range, new driving range. And it's a very, very different entrance after they bought all the land to the side of Berkman's. From a spectator perspective, when you walked in, number one, the first time I ever went there, it just blew my mind how easy it was to go from 1 to 2 to 17 back to 8 to number 18. Also, everybody said how hilly it was. I didn't really think it was that hilly. I get it, it's very hilly, but when you're doing it all, it doesn't feel that. For a golfer, maybe for a non-golfer, it might feel hilly, but for a golfer, it didn't feel like super hilly, did it?
Well, so for me, I've been fortunate enough to go a couple times, and the first time I went on a Wednesday and watched the par 3 tournament, got to watch a couple practice rounds. Everybody was kind of gearing up for the start of the tournament. The guy I went with, we actually walked in. We didn't even go to one. We didn't even go to the merchandiser tent. We just walked straight in and went straight to the range.
Of course.
And watched everybody hit balls. And the first thing I saw was
new range.
Yeah, the new range.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I saw was Vijay Singh hitting range balls with that warm-up tool that has the orange ball at the end of it.
Yeah.
Most impressive thing I've ever seen on a golf course.
Yeah.
Just striping it middle of that round orange ball. It's at the end of the stick. And watch, guys like...
Does that really help you?
Probably not, but it's obviously worked for him.
Yeah.
He's had a pretty good career.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But then, see, walking from the range, you got to pass the gigantic, merchandising tent. If you can go in there and not spend $1,000, kudos to you. And so after we, spent too much money in the pro shop, walking up to one, seeing the scoreboard to your right, and you get to watch, people tee off on one, you're watching the practice putting greens, and you got 10 tee box right there, 18 green down below. It's really special. And one thing I don't get from TV that not a ton of people do, in my opinion, is the undulations of the green.
Yeah.
And you say it is hilly, or it wasn't that hilly. I was going to say it was like going up and down mountains. So if you walk straight down 10 and then have to walk straight back, that's brutal.
Yeah, you don't turn around, you just keep going. But
yeah, that's right.
The thing that surprised me the most as a first-time goer to the Masters was the size of the greens, how small they were.
Small.
On TV looks giant. In person, it's a peanut. It's a little peanut. And the other one that you can sit on this green, and it's just fantastic to watch players hit chips on it, is number 2. Number 2, the corners of the fingers, I should say, that green are so small. The back left finger's so small. I'll never forget sitting there watching Tiger hit flop shots or like spinners to that back flag and just going, it's only 3 paces, if that. They're so small, and then they're undulated. Number 8, the undulations on that green. Number 6, literally, it looks like there's an elephant in the middle of the green. And then the top tier is so much higher than you ever think up there. So that is amazing, for sure.
I think it's really cool, like you said, that top back left shelf on 2. And you got pins, that Sunday pin that they throw all the way far right. Yeah. And it's like you can watch guys just throw it to the front of the green and just let it feed all the way back there. It's just... takes a lot of craft out there, and that's what I love about the Masters so much, is because you see, the best players in the world get to show their craft and hit shots that you're not really used to them trying to pull off. And obviously, if I could win any golf tournament ever, it would be the Masters. I don't know about you.
100%. I think a Masters win is worth $20 million.
Yeah,
it's not worth whatever they get, $8 million, $6 million, $5 million. it's worth $20 million. It will change your career. If there's one tournament that I would win, it would be the Masters. And I don't think it's close.
No, I mean,
Like, I don't think it's even close. You talk about some of the shots players hit there. One of the players that would come to a course that I worked at in Augusta, because I worked in Augusta for 8 years, his name was Padraig Harrington. So Padraig, everyone knows Padraig.
pretty good name.
Yeah. So Padraig had a 64 degree, and it's the year that kind of a 64 degree became hot. So it's probably like 2009, 2010. And he brought a 64 degree over to the course, and he dropped it off and said, I have no need for this anymore. And he had this Wilson 64 degree specially made just for the Masters. And he had so there's two different types of bounces on a wedge. There's a leading edge bounce, and there's a normal bounce on the bottom of the club, that traditional sense bounce, right? He took the front edge bounce and he had it shaved down to where you could cut your finger on it. So when you're hitting a shot out there, like, that ryegrass is so sticky and it's so tight. So it's so tight and so sticky that you don't want anything on the bottom of the club. And so that thing would just cut through that grass. So, it's about, 90% rye, 10% Bermuda out there, although people don't know that. There is some Bermuda in there. But yeah, I mean, this thing was so tight, and it was the coolest club I've ever held, and you could cut your finger on it. So the players had these weird clubs, and they hit these weird shots, only reserved for Augusta National.
Yeah, you think about stuff like that, like a club there, you got Phil winning with two drivers in the bag.
Yeah, that?
You just got guys coming out and trying different things just to, get an edge to try. For me, if I had another driver in my bag, I would just go ahead. I might as well just pack up and go home because I can't hit the one that I already have. But I just think it's cool just how you see different sides to players at the Masters, because it, like you said, it is not whatever they get paid when they win. It is worth way more than that.
Maybe $30 million.
Well, right. And like we talked about, last week was with, getting the toughest dinner reservation ever, Champions Dinner. It's, there's a lot on the line, and, you get to see,
They won't return my call yet for reservations.
Yeah, well, I haven't even attempted, so. But, just guys folding under pressure. You obviously don't want to see that, but it's like you don't get that really any other tournament, because everybody feels for that guy. I still feel for Jordan Spieth when he made a disaster of 12.
Yeah.
The last time he was in contention.
So I talked to you about 12 one time, and 12 is one of the coolest. We don't appreciate how good of a hole 12 is. My first time I ever went to the Masters, I got on the course, I'm standing on number one, and I beelined to Amen Corner because I wanted to see what it looked like down there. And it is like cathedral-like. It is like Notre Dame-like.
It's just so weird to me, when you go down there and all the patrons are on this side, and 11 green, 12 green, and 13 tee box. There's just nobody.
There's
just
nothing
flowers
like it
and
in golf.
Players and caddies.
Yeah, there's nothing like it in golf.
No.
So it's a weird. You're right. The stands are on the opposite side, so you're looking at the shot, and so it's hard to even see the shots when they land. And in my experience of watching tour players, and I play in high level golf, 145-yard shot is not a hard shot. It's not a hard shot. But the green, so think about this from a right-handed perspective, the green moves away in a diagonal fashion. So where's the miss for a right-handed golfer? Long left, short right. For a 9-iron. And the longer the club gets, it brings it in just a little bit. For a shorter iron, it's short right, long left. So that long left, short right is death. Short right is death.
So does that benefit a lefty on that hole?
100%. A lefty has a distinct advantage at Augusta National from tee to green, every hole except for what we talk about, hole 18.
Yeah, 18.
I think hole 18 is the only one that you could look at and say, well, maybe not 18. But you go around you talk about golf in general, a left-hander, it's easier to move the ball right to left.
You're saying that because a majority of tour players like to, cut the golf ball.
Yeah, majority of tour players like to cut it because at the end of the day, you don't want to swing to hit a draw. You got to swing 6 right, 7 right with your driver.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder. Now you could do a low draw, but tour players don't want to do that. They're hitting these lefties, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson. Bubba Watson.
Can we talk about the shot he hit on 10?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What was he, 145 yards away, and he hit like a flip hook gap wedge or something like that.
Have you ever gone and stood in that spot where he hit it?
They put a plaque back.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
pretty,
yeah.
when I went and stood on it, I was like, yeah, I don't see that shot. I see as the club pro guy, the 7-iron punch out back into play.
We can say what we want about, TrackMan numbers and moving it left to right. In my opinion, and I would say Sam as well, I can move a ball right to left way more than I can move a ball left to right. So that shot, in my opinion, could not be hit
By
a right-handed golfer. There's a lot of golf instructors that are going to argue with me about that. I will say, put a ball down and show me. Show me that you can hit it from 145 yards and curve it, 160 feet?
Yeah, I mean, like
I can't do it.
When you stand there and you walk to the edge of the tree line there, it almost looks like the ball went further right than it did forward.
It really does. It really does. It's like hollowed grounds. It's just so neat to be out there and see all the shots being hit. I was talking about number 12. Number 12 is the only place in my life that I've seen a tour player hit a shot and not know where the ball's going to land until it lands. They just sit there and stare at it. They don't know.
The wind swirls so much back
Well,
in
you
there.
have these huge lob lollies around there. And so the wind just goes through them. And then the other thing is the scoring. It's not an easy spot to know what's going on with scores because the scoreboard, at first, like if you don't know how to read that scoreboard, you're confused.
Yeah.
Because you're going all these numbers everywhere. You figure it out. But there's no live scoring. So you don't have your phone. You don't know what everybody's doing. There's no electronic scoreboard, which I think makes it so much cooler.
Yeah, and you got the payphones there. It's super cool. I mean, the last time I went to the Masters, speaking of Amen Corner 12, and I was talking about how Jordan collapsed the last time he was in contention. And everybody feels for those guys, but I think there was one instance, maybe in 2019, when a couple of guys kind of folded on 12 and everybody kind of cheered.
Epka, Molinari,
Finau. But me and three of
when you have a back right flag on 12, it is almost stupid to go at that flag.
Yeah, middle of the green.
Almost stupid.
Middle of the green. I got to go with 3 of my teammates from college, got tickets last minute on Saturday and hopped in the car, drove through the night, and got to witness Tiger win his last Masters in 2019. And it was pretty stinking cool because you're talking about with the phones and everybody's just there present right where their feet are, and you can hear different parts of the golf course go nuts or rumble or go, ooh, bad shot. It's just a cool feeling because, like you said, if you don't know how to read the scoreboard, you really, obviously you don't have your phone, you do not know what's going on unless you're physically there watching it. And it's just incredible to me that a golf course in a tournament can be so secluded and, be as special as it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been there on a Sunday. What other days have you been?
I've been on a Wednesday, a Friday, and a Sunday. Other than Tiger winning on Sunday, that's top sporting event I've ever witnessed, just because it's Tiger's return to glory.
Yeah.
And, he wins. But my favorite.
Jim Nance.
Yeah, exactly. But my favorite day that I got to watch the Masters was Wednesday because you get to see, players are starting to tighten up a little bit, but they're still interacting with the patrons. It's cool to see them prep for the week because, obviously you're not going to go out to, this is no knock on any other, venue, but you're not going to go out and watch, you're not going to go watch Jordan Spieth or Tiger or, Sepp Straka just prepare for a, everyday tournament.
No, you're not. So, I've been every day. My favorite time to go is Monday morning and Tuesday morning. So Monday morning, Tuesday morning. So Monday morning for a long time, Tiger would be out there. He's the first one off number 1. So I kind of always wanted to watch him play. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen him play 1 through 9 there, which is super fortunate to be able to see him do that.
No kidding.
And that's super fun. And then, but just like you said, Sam, watching them prep. And so, you see what players are out there, where they are, and just flying around the course, trying to get close to them, see some of the shots they hit. I'll never forget watching Sneds behind 17. Now, why would you hit one behind 17? If you hit one behind 17, you're dead. But Sneds is one of the best wedge players. And he hit a shot, and Caddy shook his head. He hit another one, Caddy shook his head. And then he hit another one and just spun the daylights out of it, and it hit and stopped right in that top spot in 17. And I'm like, why don't you just not be there? But to see him practice that shot,
Yeah.
and even in practice, he couldn't hit that shot.
Yeah.
1 out of 3 times. So you know how hard it is
Right.
when Sneds can't even hit that shot every time in practice. Iger, seeing him hit shots. Now, one of the holes that I love to get close to the players, and I really like to get close to them because I want to see how they interact with each other in the practice round. I want to see, well, the practice round, the ropes are in a lot closer, is number 18. So I'll get on 18, and I can't tell you how many players I've been 6 inches from on 18.
By the tee box?
Yes, you get right up next to the tee. Those little log tees that they have.
Yeah.
And I get right there, and 18 is a weird hole. It's a weird hole, and you'll talk about it here in a second. We're going to talk about the way that you play 18, but I'm standing there going, distinctly, I remember last time I was there, I watched Finau and Rahm on 18, and it looked like they were aiming 100 yards to the left. And the ball that's in play is right of the trees. And that's the other thing. It's like 18, it's in play. It's fairway if it goes into the trees right. It looks like from the tee. Number 10, it's in the fairway if it goes left trees. Like, you had to hit it so far. Like that shot Rory hit, I can't remember what year, to hit it OB on 10 is so... That's 150 yards left. But you get on 18, all right?
Is there any OB on the golf course?
Yeah, left on, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right of 1 and
right on 1.
left of 10.
Right on 4.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, 4. I mean, that'd be in the bamboo on 4. I would think right on 5, just on the perimeter.
But do they mark the out of bounds out there?
That is a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. It might be just left on 10.
Okay.
But, so you're coming down on 18. You have a 1-shot lead, not a 2-shot lead, a 1-shot lead.
So
what are you going to do in 18, Sam?
Likely got to make par.
You got to make par to win the Masters. What are you going to do?
Well, for somebody who likes to draw the golf ball, some would say, slinging hooks. I like to bring it in from the east and let it go west. So that tee shot really doesn't set up very well for me, hitting a cut. I'm probably, and this is...
You're going to hit a cut.
No, I'm not going to hit a cut. I'm probably, 295, 300 yard carry to carry the bunkers. Look, adrenaline's going. I think I can just pound one over the bunkers. That's just me because I'm not the best fader of the golf ball, and I don't really have that stock shot, especially when you're up a shot and you're about to win the Masters. Think of the emotions. I wouldn't be able to feel my hands or feet.
That's why you wouldn't be there in the first place.
I can't even feel my hands or feet right now, Drew. But I would probably aim up the right or right in the middle of the fairway and just try to hit as hard as I can and know it's going to turn left a little bit and take what I got.
Well, here's the issue with that. If you go to the Masters, go to the other side of those bunkers and look at that second shot. It is so brutal to deflect. The correct way to approach that green is where? From the right side of the fairway. So you basically, all right, you got a 1-shot lead on me.
On you?
On me. And I'm going to make par, and you're going to make bogey.
I'm hitting cut then.
Yeah.
I'm playing against you. I'm just kidding.
You're going to hit a cut against me?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
No offense, but you're not one of the best players in the world.
All right.
Neither am I.
So a couple other things happened this week that are super cool. One of them is the Augusta National Women's Amateur. I have some personal opinions about that, but we will talk about the winner here. The winner is Maria Jose Marin from Colombia. Great player from Colombia. She plays her college golf at Arkansas. And
wins by 4.
Yeah, she kind of crushed the competition. I think she crushed the competition. Astrid Talley, who's a great player in her own right. On 11, 12, 13, she went 5-7, and then she birdied 13, but then she bogeyed 15 and double 16. I think she was kind of having a meltdown for number 12 when she hit a couple in the water there. Astrid Talley, she's a 17-year-old, fantastic player. She had the lead going into the final round and threw it up a little bit. But I kind of feel for her because, like we said, those are hard holes coming in.
Yep.
And so Marin kind of had the easy route to the finish, 1 by 4. Did you see any of that tournament?
I didn't. I watched the first 2 rounds just because they were on TV and in the golf shop. And, it was interesting to me that how, good those girls hit it. And how I admire how straight they hit it because I hit it crooked. But I think it's a really cool tournament. Getting to see them, but I would never get to see some of the amateur, girls play golf because it's not really televised.
Yeah, it's not. And Golf Channel's doing a lot more, but you're right, it's not really televised. I'd like to give a shout out to Avery Weed, plays for Mississippi State. She actually, I believe she birdied the last hole to finish 5 under. She finished T11. Ocean Springs, our lone Mississippi player from Mississippi State, and she's a great, great player, and she pounds the ball. I was not surprised when I saw her name up there. But, my thoughts on the Augusta National Women's Amateur is this, like, either Augusta, you're going to do it or you're not. Like, pick one. I really don't like the format. I don't like how they play Champions Retreat. And, like, a lot of people watch that tournament and what's this course? What's that hole? And they don't really know Champions Retreat. And so then you play 2 rounds at Champions, then you have a practice round, and then you have to play Augusta National. So you have a break in between your second round and your third round. So Asterisk Tally had to sleep 2 nights on her lead. Yeah. And I just don't like that format. Like I said, Augusta National, if you're listening to me, which you're not, but if you are, step up and make it 3 days. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, fine. But if you're going to do it, and if your excuse is, well, we can't give it the golf course 3 days that time of year, do it 2 weeks earlier than the Masters.
Or after the Masters.
Or do it after the Masters. But I promise you the girls will really appreciate that more. And the game of golf and spectators will appreciate it because the first 2 rounds, people want to watch these girls.
At Augusta.
And the final round, they can't watch their favorites. So I think we just need to step up just a little bit. And that's kind of my complaint.
Yeah, that's valid.
It's valid.
For sure.
Now, we also had the drive, chip, and putt, which I honestly, this is some of my busiest time of the year, you too, as golf professionals. So I didn't watch a lot of it, but I get to see some of the highlights. And one of the highlights that the kid that went viral.
Cross-handed.
And dude, he looked like, is Michigan recruiting him? Is Alabama recruiting him for the football team? Not golf, football. That looked like Buzz.
Big kid.
Buzz on Home Alone. And he looked about the same height as Buzz. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's a big kid and, swung it really good. Now, obviously, there aren't many that, go cross-handed. I mean, I don't know any. I mean, we obviously got some cross-handed chippers out there now. Apparently, that's like the big thing. It's just funny. Like, swing the golf club your way. It worked for him. I mean, why not? You look at Furyk, you look at Matt Wolff. Like, what's stopping people from going cross-handed now?
Yeah, and I saw his chipping motion. One of the funny things is like watching the people talk about his chipping motion and wondering like, why does he chip that way and what's the benefit of chipping left hand low? Man, when you can get that left shoulder lower or flatter, it's a lot easier to get that blade down to the ball.
Yeah.
So it's actually, and the commentators didn't even understand why they made some crazy. It's easy. Like the left shoulder gets lower, so the leading edge can get down to the ground more. And at Augusta National, heck, that's a really good shot. Get that leading edge down to the ground and keep the bounce away, and it's a good way to hit that shot.
Yeah. So I think this is a good time to possibly throw in some picks for this week. What do you think?
Okay. So we're going to do some picks this week. In the middle of our mowers going by here. So I think we're going to be able to knock off the sound here so you can't hear the mowers. But it's Monday, so they like to mow. So we get, what is the game here saying?
All right, so I'm stealing this from a buddy of mine who I grew up with, his dad. Coach Wetzler, shout out, you're the man. So he had a, Masters pool this week and was like, hey, I need some help. He goes, I'd pick Brett Favre if it were up to me. I was like, Brett Favre. Great quarterback, but, obviously not a golfer.
Yeah, not a golfer.
So you pick 5 players, highest payout in earnings wins. You have 2 stars. So say you pick player 1 and player 3 on your list. You put a star by them and their money doubles. And the other 3 just straight up. And I think I'm going to beat you.
Okay.
You put a little wager on it? What you think?
I'll throw $20 down.
A little 20 piece?
Yeah.
Shake it like a gentleman. Gentleman's
game.
Got? All right, so my picks.
It's going to be the same as mine, but go ahead.
No.
No?
I'm throwing curveballs. Should I start out with my 2 stars?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my 2 stars are, everybody's surprised, Scotty Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau. And my other 3 are Sepp Straka, Justin Rose, and nobody's going to like this pick, Patrick Reed.
Stop.
Yep.
Is Patrick Reed even playing in it?
P. Reed is playing.
How does he get an exemption?
I don't know. He's a past champion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ha! He's a past champion.
He's a past champion.
I mean, come on. Say those again.
All right, so I got Scotty, Bryson. Those are my 2 stars.
Yeah.
And then I've got Sepp Straka, Justin Rose, and Patrick Reed.
Okay.
I'm really pulling hard. Obviously, I love Sepp. Sepp's one of my favorite guys on tour. Super nice guy. Plays and practices in Birmingham, so I got a lot of buddies who know him. And But I'm also really pulling this week for Justin Rose because he's been so close so many times. And I think
He would
honestly,
be a deserving champion.
Absolutely. And I think that he can get it done.
It's kind of funny, like Masters is one of those tournaments that you pull for people just to win it because you think they should win that tournament.
Yeah.
Because you want to see them. Like, for instance, Greg Norman, love him, hate him, whatever. He deserved to win that tournament.
I'm glad he didn't.
Well, I'm just saying, like, history says, like, it would be neat to see him every year.
Yeah.
And Justin Rose, you want to see him every year there. But you really do. And so we're going to get to my picks here. We're going to start with my 2 stars of the moment. We're going to go with Bryson Ludwig Oberg.
Wow, those are your 2 stars?
Stars. Bryson and Ludwig Oberg. We're going to go with my 3 weaklings.
Yeah, weaklings.
Rory, Gotti, Koepka.
A lot of star power there.
A lot of star power.
You know,
similar thoughts there.
So you know what your lineup screams to me? Long ball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Long ball. I mean, look, Ludwig is the most unassumingly long guy on tour.
Nice.
He bombs it.
He bombs it.
And he hits it really straight. He hits it really good.
Really good.
But I still think I'm going to get you.
I don't know. But I do think you're right with the bomb. You're not going Cameron Young or...
I already burned that pick on the players. There's no way if I pick him again, he's doing things. But I agree. He's one of my favorite players. I just, I think I burned that with the players.
The Masters,
I'm not that lucky.
Augusta National is such a quirky course that when you play it well, you always play it well. If you can't figure it out, you're not going to figure it out. Yeah. But when you can play it well, you can play it well. That's the thing about Bryson that worries me a little bit is I don't think he's ever really figured it out. Rory's figured it out. Ludwig last year was pretty good. Koepka's starting to figure it out.
Yeah, but he's been close.
And his game is trending.
It is.
Koepka's game is trending. Just saying. Okay, so now we're gonna do a quick little funny segment here. We need a musical intro to this, but this is tips you learn from Reddit.
Oh Lord.
Tips you learn from Reddit. Da, 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 da. Tips you learn from Reddit. Here we go. Okay, so each podcast, we're going to give you a tip that Sam and I learned from Reddit. And this one, I think, is one of the best tips I've ever heard. Here it is. Golf tips, by the way, not regular tips. Okay, this is from Rybo. Thank you for your tip. Your backswing is such a good path and pace, but whatever the hell is happening at the middle to ending of your swing is generationally bad. Get rid of all that. Quit trying to avoid a pain point in your swing by swinging all that swing. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, that just...
Rybo, 999. What did you mean by that? What did you mean by that? It's such a pain point.
Yeah, and also...
avoid the pain point. Just quit doing all that.
Also, generationally bad from the top of your backswing.
It's Rybo. Rybo 999, if you're listening.
All right.
We just want to know, are you under a 30 handicap? I don't think he is.
I wish Rybo 999 was listening to this podcast because I would tell him to send us a video of his swing. And we're going to throw a little twist on it and go Max Homa action on it. And roast segmenting off of that.
We want this. We want it.
If you're listening and you have thick skin and can take a roast, send us a swing video.
You don't have thick skin. You don't.
Drew's going to rip you to pieces. I'll be a little bit more nice, but
I'm not going to rip you to pieces.
I think that would be something kind of cool to do. Just getting to watch some golf swings, and it was definitely really funny when Homa did it. My favorite one was like the guy who had a matching shirt with his shoes, and the guy was like roasting me at Max Homa, and he's like, "Man, I think it should start with you matching your shirt and your shoes together."
Like, he's such a dry sense of humor too. I really like that, and he stopped doing it.
Yeah,
because of all his kind of golfing troubles.
I think he's got a couple kids too. So I mean, that takes a little bit of priority.
Yeah.
Over roasting people on Instagram and Twitter.
My favorite thing is when people come in here and they think they're really good, and they tell me how everything should be, and they have no idea what they're talking about. And I'm telling you, like, when you're on the golf course, golf is such a sport. Like, when you're on the golf course, Sam, if you're 20 and your buddy's at 22, you feel like you can tell your buddy everything. Everybody's an instructor. And, since you've gotten to know me more and more, you find out that I don't like any of that.
No, you don't. You do not.
I don't like any of that. And a lot of the stuff that's told to each other out in the golf course is just really bad information. And Rybo 999, you started our segment, buddy. So your information.
Appreciate you.
the best information. No, but everyone likes to give each other tips and all that. And speaking of that, I did have a driver clinic this past weekend, a well-attended. So I do like a master class, a small class. There's 6 of them.
You need to do a better job of marketing, Drew. It needs to be not the master class, driving class. It needs to be the Bomb Fest.
The Bomb Fest. The Bomb Fest.
That's way more catchy.
Way more catchy. The Bomb Fest, huh?
Yeah, the Bomb Fest.
So we did driving and master class, as little catchy as that is, the masters.
I know.
So Sam, I thought it was really interesting because I try to do a backwards test, and I'm doing more and more of these, I'm treating everything different nowadays. And I learned this a few weeks ago down in Louisiana. But what I'm doing is when people come for lessons and they say, man, I'm not good with my irons, not good with my driver, whatever. So I just do a test. I just do a quick little test. I'll do a 16-ball test and just let them hit shots and see how good they really are. What you do is you get this test and then you do a exit interview as well. So you got 10 minutes left in the lesson. All right, we're going to do it again and see what happens. So that's what I did this Saturday is I made all 6 do a driving test. It was a quick little test, 10-ball test, and TrackMan spits out their handicap. What do you think the best handicap was in the 6 players?
An 8?
Oh, no, 40. That was the best driver score, 40.
Wait. 40?
40 handicap.
That's a thing?
So it spits out your handicap for each player.
Probably like
and the best was a 40. And the funniest thing about that was there's one of the guys, and he comes in here and tells me everything about how he does everything and knows everything. And he goes through and does a test, and he spits out a 44 handicap. And I looked at him and I said, hey, you are a 44 handicap with your driver. And he looked at me and said, I am an 18 handicap. And I said, well, no, not with the driver. You're 44 with the driver. And he goes, what does that mean? I said, well, specifically with the driver, you're really not very good at all.
So in other words, the way I read that is you need to work on it.
Yeah. So the best was a 40. And, where do you start in a driver clinic? And I think the most important thing, Sam, is not speed, not setup. Sounds crazy. Not speed, not setup, not hitting up on it, not the curve of the ball, but the number one not even the face, the number one most important part of hitting a driver is being able to predict on the face where you're going to hit the ball. Contact. Okay. Now there's some players that like to hit it high toe. There's some players that like to hit it low heel. The most amazing thing about that was, so we did that. We took Dr. Scholl's. Shout out Dr. Scholl's if you want to sponsor me. That's great. But you spray it on the face, hit 5 balls, see where you're hitting the ball. You should be obsessed with where you're hitting the ball in the face. So I had a player in there swinging the club 120 miles an hour. Didn't know where. Yeah, it's fast. Fast to be a 42 handicap with his driver. And that 10-ball test, swing 120 miles an hour is ridiculous, right?
Moving it, yeah.
So he hit it on the toe, hit it on the heel, hit it high, hit it low heel. So we looked at those shots. And, like I said, we're just obsessed about where we're hitting it. And we said, where do we hit it the best on the face? And he goes, man, I hit it a lot better if I hit it center toe.
And hit it on center toe.
Yeah. So then we said, next test, we said, all we're going to do is just try to hit it center toe. And all of a sudden he became a 12, 13 handicap with his driver. So not even changing anything else about your game.
That's pretty good.
So instead of looking at your game and say, well, technically I need to change this and this and this, why not we just try to hit the ball in the center of the face? How about this one right here? Hit balls trying to hit up at it, and then hit balls trying to hit down at it, and then hit balls trying to hit in the middle. And what are you best at? I don't know. Well, these players didn't know. So we learned how to do that, and we figured out that, you know what? Player A, you need to hit up at it. Player B, you need to hit less up at it and try to get down to 0. Player C, you need to hit down at it. Player D, we just need to make contact in the middle of the face and forget about everything. So you see what I'm saying? So instead of being a technical golfer, hit balls and find out what works best for you.
Kid that was hitting cross-handed.
Exactly. So it all comes full circle in that. That worked best for him.
Yeah.
What about ball position? So setup. Does your stance have to be wide? Could it be more narrow? Maybe, maybe not. And so that was the overall theme to that lesson, Sam. It's pointing at all 6 players and saying each one of you is different, but you have to know what you do, and it doesn't matter what is correct. And that is why it's so bad to talk to other people, because they're going to tell you what they know, and it might not be correct for you.
I mean, you know what my philosophy on really sports is?
Yeah.
See ball, hit ball. And in golf, see ball, hit ball. get in a cart, go find it,
Yeah.
see ball, hit ball, do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a game 6 inches in between your ears, and you know, you got to do what works for you.
And the reason I told him, Sam, that it didn't matter if they hooked it or faded it, because some players fade it a lot and some players hook it a lot, like you. So,
Thanks.
you know, I mean, but you can hit a slinger and some people can hit a sling and fade. Fairways are wide.
Yeah.
95% of the time when you're playing golf, you can hit a fade and hit a draw and still play golf. It was like, oh, club face is important. Well, okay, that's easy. Just change your grip, okay?
So I got a question for you based off of that. And I know the answer to it, but I just, you know, want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
Middle of the road, 80-yard wide fairway or a 20-yard wide fairway. What is the number one thing that amateur golfers make the mistake of off the tee?
Aim.
Okay.
They try to swing soft.
Close. I'm just saying what I'm thinking.
Okay. So I think the number one thing is they try to hit it straight.
Okay.
And
okay, so
like not in a sense of like curve, but they try to aim the ball. So they slow down, they tighten up, they try to hit it 80-yard, you know, like a 20-yard fairway, 80-yard, they probably hit it straighter than 80 because they're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
So I think the number one thing that they make a mistake of is they try too hard to hit it straight instead of just getting up and hitting it just like you normally would, trying to make contact.
Just hit your shot.
Just hit your shot.
Yeah. So like what I see the most is, you know, and I'm going to say this on the spectrum of like better players. I think that the dumbest thing you can do, and this is, you know, I may be wrong, correct me if I am, but like I think it's dumb, you know, obviously certain holes, certain, you know, tee shots call for specific shots. But I think, you know, an 80-yard wide fairway, you know, you got some guys, you know, one day trying to hit a draw. The next day they're trying to fade it in there. Like pick a shot and hit it. I think trying to work the ball both ways off the tee is a really big problem for a lot of amateur golfers.
Yeah, I mean, working the ball both ways off the tee means you're changing your path direction and face direction by a lot with a driver. And I definitely would not recommend that. I would always just sit up and try to hit your shot. The best thing you can tell somebody is, what do I do here? Man, you know what? Just do the best you can do to make contact and swing a golf club.
Just hit it.
And you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
You're going to be all right.
Hit it, go find it, hit it again.
So yeah, Masters Week is upon us. It's Monday. We got some more in store for you this week. We got an exciting week for you. Sunday night, we're going to come back. We might travel to Augusta and we might bring some stuff back.
That'd be pretty cool.
So we might do a little fun little drop-in podcast Sunday night. If you haven't already, subscribe. In the Loop Golf Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're getting a big following on Instagram. Some of your funny little spin shots.
Oh, Lord.
And we got Apple, Spotify, anything. Follow us. Share it to your friends. We love it. And send us your golf videos because we want to roast it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to roast it. All right, Sam.
All right.
Have a good week.